when it comes down to how I've improved and how I've changed, yeah, my video editing has got a bit better. Yeah, I've learned a bunch of skills with building websites and building free courses and email marketing, and that stuff will continue to improve, right? But really it's just about like my ability to believe that I can learn the things I need to learn to succeed. If you take it in like a broad context, it's like the idea of starting a business and like who can be an entrepreneur. This idea of like, I'm not the right material type of person to be an entrepreneur. So I knew I wanted to do it, but I always doubted whether I was the type of person who could do it. And so that's where the doubt would come, right? And I took the action. I said, I'm jumping into this. I want to be an entrepreneur. I don't want to have a job. So this is what I want to do. And then as I did it, my mind kind of was like, hold on, you can't do this. What the fuck are you doing? Every day, man, honestly, like when I started my business, it was constant. Like all the time, I just had this like looming feeling of anxiety of just that came from that self-doubt, right? It's kind of like, is this gonna work? What are people gonna think about me? Really just like fear of failure. I want to believe that I'm the type of person who can build a successful business, because I think that if you don't believe that, how are you gonna do it, right? So for me, it literally is believing that I'm the type of person who can be a successful entrepreneur. So I think a lot of it was just not being so hard on myself. And that is really where I think a lot of the growth has happened. It wasn't in like pushing more, because my personality is naturally like that. But when you have like that drive coupled with the limiting beliefs, it's like, it's kind of like you're driving at 100 miles an hour, but there's a big headwind coming, right? So I think just removing that, removing over time criticism, self-criticism, that I think is the thing that's allowed me to begin to work through those negative beliefs. And now I'm at a point where I'm starting to believe in myself a lot more, that I can do what I want. I think most people are insecure to some degree. So I would say, yes, I have insecurities like everybody does, just to be vulnerable and honest. And those are starting to go away because I'm starting to address them. Some of them, you put them in the light, you realize they're not true. But in terms of anxiety though, I definitely think that in the past, I have been the type of person who experiences a lot of anxiety. Like I think a lot about things, I care a lot about things. And so I do experience anxiety, especially when I don't know if something's gonna work out. So in that first year, this last year when I started this business, I had a lot of anxiety, almost every day. And it never really ends, right? But that's, again, it's just because like I don't have that certain outcome. So even if you're making X amount of money, even if you do a launch that does well, you still don't know where the stability is going to come from the next year, the next 2 years, whatever it is, right? So, and I think now it's not that I have more stability, it's that I have more confidence. So again, like that's the thing, right? That's the thing that you need. You need to believe in yourself so that you know that even if this doesn't work out, there's something else I can do, right? Because the confidence is just trusting yourself. So the more I trust myself, the less anxious I feel. And that's the pattern I've noticed. Like on a skill level, I've definitely gotten better, but I think that the like emotional confidence level like trumps that. So now to the point where like, if I'm working on my business or I'm working with Shane or whatever it is, it's like, whatever I have to get done, I believe that I can. So I'd say that it's just mainly the way that I feel is different, you know, day to day. And just to be honest with you, like you just start to see a light at the end of the tunnel, right? That's really what it is, because it's like, you know, you start seeing that you're moving towards it, and just that in of itself, when you see the light at the end of the tunnel, you see you're getting closer to it, now you just start to believe it more and it calls you even more, right? So I think that that's the thing that's changed. It's like, I see where I was a year ago, I see where I am now, and I see where I want to be, and I know I'm going in the right direction. I still don't have everything figured out. And I don't imagine that there's going to be a point where I fully do. But I think it's just understanding that like it's okay. You know, like again, the self-criticism thing. Like I don't need to criticize myself for not being where I want to be. Most people aren't where they want to be. It's actually okay, and I can actually enjoy the process. I'm Ryan, and I'm part of Icario.